Hey, it's just so Trish, and I figured it's been a while that I gave you just like a life update. Yeah, just like a life update. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, you know, really since like the time we realized about Katie's like whole food issue, you know, you kind of get a life update and whatever's on my mind when I do Mama Chat on Wednesdays at 2, but outside of like the day-to-day, grab your cup of coffee, let's chat, that's today. So go ahead and hit pause, grab your cup of coffee, and let's chat. All right, so I don't have my coffee because I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm finding if I drink coffee before my intermittent fast is broken, it totally messes up my whole like ability to be content. So I just make do. So I'm actually doing one of those unsweetened limed carbonated ones from Walmart. But I've been doing keto now for like 3 weeks. I know I haven't been like really vocal about it because I keep failing and I don't want to be like, that didn't work and that didn't work. I'm running into just like doing Weight Watchers keeps leading me to overeat. And I've been really coming to terms with the fact that I am an overeater. But I'll tell you what's been crazy is doing keto has really helped on that. I've definitely have had a lot of stomach shrinkage, so I get full very quickly, which I've never experienced doing keto before. And if you watch that whole video, I'll put it kind of up there, and I'll put it at the end, I just did with Megan, and kind of comparing notes with her keto experience and then like what I need to do. Has been huge. Big helpful, but the intermittent fasting for me has become the game changer, and realizing just I don't need food all the time. So that's been kind of crazy. So in the meantime, I've lost, I don't know, about 8-9 pounds in the course of 3 or 4 weeks, but I've lost inches. I don't know how many inches because I didn't measure that, but I know that like all my clothes fit differently. And I really need to look at it as a way of life, not as a way of like, this is my diet kind of deal. So that's kind of like what's up on that. If you didn't pick up, we have had a crazy summer, like crazy summer. So it's been like, we finished school the week before Memorial Day. So I try to always end school a week before Memorial Day. And literally from that point on, it has been go, 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 nonstop. And I don't know. I just am like, ugh. So it was going from one thing to another. I got to have like a little girlfriend time, which was amazing. That was like such a huge blessing to me. I got to visit some of my girlfriends from college. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just like looking everywhere. It's kind of early for me. It's not early for me, but it's just, I haven't been making videos in such a long time that are just rambles. And I miss my coffee cup. This is my, you know, wet knick-knack, but I feel like I should have a coffee cup. But we came down with the norovirus. So the kids brought the norovirus home from camp. We weren't sure what it was. I was like, nope, we're pretty good. We're on day 2. We're good. And then it started hitting and everybody started going down. Yes, including me. I was like the last one standing. It felt like Survivor Island going on. My husband had it, and then his work, knowing how bad the norovirus is, was like, yeah, you can't come in this week. You need to stay home. So we kind of had a very like week-long staycation where nobody got up off the floor in the living room or whatever. And we survived that, and we didn't do much. It was kind of weird because it felt like, you know, we were only like, when you're that sick, you're only like one, and you're in the moment, you're not thinking, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's been like a week. It's been over a week. Oh my goodness, we've been like out of it for over a week. So we're kind of checking back in. Yesterday was the first day, like we all actually went out. We felt better to go out. But I'll tell you, being in a tiny house, man, everybody's going to get it. I mean, so you think of this. We had the Pukapalooza with 8 people in 700 square feet. I don't know how I didn't even go insane. I don't know if like the tiny house living thing has got me to the point where I'm just like, we just roll with it. It's all good. It's all good. We just roll with it. But it has gotten me kind of to that mentality. I'm just like, whatever, this is what it is. If we're puking today, we got the pots, we got the bowls out, and, you know, we did lose a rug. I had one of the Walmart $18 rugs, and somebody didn't make it, and it ended up all over the floor on the carpet, and I was like, oh, we can clean it up, and then I found out it's a norovirus. I'm like, it's not worth the $20. I could buy a new one for $20 when they come back out for back to, like, the college. I think they do them in August or September when they're getting ready for college. They sell these cheap rugs and stuff. And so I'm like, throw it out. We'll just get a new one. I'm not worried about it. So I'm doing the end of the year wrap up. That should be coming out next on Friday. And I'm going to kind of talk about everything that's going on, that went on. I'm not really ready to do my entire next year's curriculum. It'll probably be a week or two. This week is 4th of July. Next week is our practicum, and I really want to sit in practicum before I give you the whole, like, this is what we're doing. So if you don't know by now, we're going to do classical conversations. Not only are we doing classical conversations, I am teaching. So, you know, if you're going to go in, go all in. And that's kind of what I'm doing. But it was out of necessity. The community we're going into didn't have the room unless somebody directed challenge A. That somebody is me. So I'm actually now a CC director with 0 experience. But I'm looking forward to that, and I'll definitely be keeping you guys posted, and you can take the learning curve adventure with me as we're going. I know a lot of videos to come, a lot of videos. I will be back on videos. So things I've been doing, you probably have been seeing a lot of, and you're seeing all over Instagram and everything is like this stuff, right? All of this one today is hydraulics. What is going on is I am studying to take my engineering license. So for any of you that haven't been with me very long, I am an environmental engineer. I have a master's degree in engineering, but I have failed the PE exam 3 times. So it's called PE, Professional Engineering Exam, 3 times now, because when I first took it, they had civil with water resources. They didn't have an environmental. Or they had an environmental, but it was, I don't know. My husband's like, you're doing water resources. And this is what I run into. My husband's a civil engineer with water resource focus, and he has his master's degree in civil engineering. And he always wants to tell me what's good, what he thinks is good for him should be good for me. And so I took the test pregnant, mommy brain really out the wazoo. I just started staying home for like 2 months. So I thought I'd be like really good to just be able to study and be fresh. I was not ready. He's like, read this book. Let me show you the book he told me to read. He's like, just read this book and do the problems. Because that's what he did, and you know, that worked out so well for him. I took it and I bombed it. I didn't bomb it huge, but I bombed it because, like, I don't do structural. I don't do trusses and stuff like that. I didn't learn it in depth. I didn't do it. I didn't learn transportation. I didn't do it. There's just certain things that civil engineering does, like the geotechnical, which is all the dirt stuff. So I didn't have any of that was on the test. So of course I took a test that really didn't cover my discipline. And then they came out with 2, and of course I'm still listening, and I think I'm nursing at this point. And I take the test again, and it's the civil with the environmental. It was somewhat better, but it still had the transportation. It still had, and at this point they had an environmental one. But the civil's only 60 questions. The environmental one was 100 questions. And so my husband's like, no, take it. Well, I bombed it again. And so I took, again, now I'm like, I'm taking the environmental. And that time I took a course. By the time I took that test, I had not put enough time in it. I was a little bit, I think I was pregnant again. I just was like exhausted, exhausted, and just whatever. And I just went in and took the test, and I missed it. And it was like one of those, I just missed it. And I was like, crud. So I didn't really have plans to do this. My husband's pushing me to take it again. And so I had to take a course in order to take the test. But I mean, every time I'm like, every time I've taken this test, I've been adrenal fatigue, pregnant, nursing. I mean, the one time I was nursing, I had to so you have to sit for 4 hours. By the time the 4 hours, I think I stopped taking the test before my time was up and before I was finished with it, because my bosom was fixing to explode and I needed to get in the car and pump. And so I'm like running out there to pump, and then it was like, well, I didn't finish on that test. So I've been doing that. I've been doing much better, definitely taking the time to prepare my notebooks. This is the last year this discipline is open notes. So I have to pass it. I have to pass it. Now, a lot of y'all are asking questions like, am I going back to work? I don't have plans to go back to work. It's just one of those, get your license. I don't know what he's got planned. But he wants me to get it, and why not? I'm going to get it. Kind of deal. So I'm trying to do that, and then that's the end of October. So I got about 16, 17 weeks until I take that test, and I'm trying to get ready. In the meantime, I'm trying to get schoolwork together. In the meantime, I'm living in 700 square feet. In the meantime, lots of different things. We are going to have a lot of different changes coming up this coming year. We're doing classical conversations, so that's a huge change for us. I've already maybe had a meltdown with it because I'm trying to get all my stuff together. This one curl drives me nuts for my entire life. It doesn't matter. It always sticks out. Anyways, squirrel. We are having the change on doing CC. I've kind of melted down because I was trying to get everything together and lay everything out. And I'm like, well, where's what? And then my girlfriend is teaching the essentials. And she's like, no, I'm going to give you that. Well, where's this? She's like, calm down. I'm going to give you that. You're doing more than you need to be doing already. You need to relax. This is what you're paying for. I'm like, okay. So that one's really hard for me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to relax. It's going to be okay. It is kind of cool though. I will say I have to kind of share this part off. I found these. I only got my son's right now. But I found the Happy Planners, and look, I've been putting stuff in here. Like, there's the Rumble Lab sticker, because you saw the video with the Rumble Lab, right? They're so awesome. And so then I've got some pictures where he was working with Moultrie there, and this is him, a sticker. So I've been throwing stuff in here as we go, because we haven't done this yet. But Challenge A is about ownership, so they need a planner. And of course I got him the stickers. I know, such a dork, Mom. He's 12. He's probably going to be like, I'm too cool for this, but I don't care. He's got one, and Katie's got one. I just got the two of them one, and then I gotta pull it up. I did the teacher one, and I'm still getting it figured out. I got a few ideas the way I'm doing things, but I'm going to get that worked out, and I'll do a whole planner video with you guys, because that's what I love to do. But I'm going to try and make them lay out and plan, not write what they do as they go, but plan their week out on what they're doing once a week, and then kind of stick to that. I will say I had to buy this. I seen a Costco video on this. I think it was Mama Schmoozy reviews, and so I had to get it. I'm going to do a review on that too, coming up soon. So we're changing a lot of things, like I said. We're actually, I'm going to tell you, I've given up the idea of building a house. I've kind of given up the idea of living here. We're still waiting on getting our house sold. I'm just to the point, I'm like, just drop the price until somebody buys it. I'm just done. I'm done living in 700 square feet. We make it work. I'm just not going to lie. We make it work, and we just deal with it one day at a time. But just getting ready for this coming school year, and knowing that we need to be back out here in the schoolhouse to really be functionable, and just that being in two different places is hard, just like it was last time, just like why it's always hard. And I have no idea how long we're going to be able to handle this, because every time I'm like, this is what we're doing, and then I'm like, we're done, we're back at the house with what we need, and we go back to a survival homeschool, which we can't really do that because we're doing CC. So trying to figure out like what to do. So I'm just kind of making this work for now. But I've come to terms that we're going to buy a house. We're going to move to wherever I can find a house that suits our needs, that's big enough. You know, and then the one part that scares me is with living so small, I don't want to just like jump in and buy a huge house, like buy like a 6,000 square foot house, because I'm like, I need space, and then be like, oh, it's too big. And at the same time, living in 700 square feet, be like, oh, it's only 1,800 square feet. Well, that's more than what we got. Isn't this nice? And then be like, oh, it's not enough room. So we have to make sure we have a place that we can have the goats. You know, we like to be rural. But the other part is we've begun discussing this. My husband drives almost an hour one way. And we're looking at where there are places to buy and what's available, and to try and get closer to his work. So probably next year we're going to have a lot of changes. And anticipating some of those changes, we're actually going to change the entire way we do 4-H. And for the past, we've been in a county that doesn't have community clubs. We've been in like project clubs, and we're in 5 project clubs, you know, 4 to 5 project clubs in order to do the things at the fair. And which means like on any given week, we might have 1 or 2 club meetings at 5:30 at, you know, in the afternoon. And with that, we're looking at changing over to move to another county so that we can only go to 1 club meeting. And the 1 club we were talking to meets on a Saturday. So like one Saturday morning, not at dinner time, we can go to this 1 club meeting, and then we can still do and enter the things in the fair. It won't be the fair that we did last year, but it'll be a different fair. It's a regional fair. And so we're looking at that just to kind of bring more, to get rid of some of the chaos in our life that we live in. So we're looking at that. So big changes there, you know, looking at moving. And so because of that, I'm trying to like prepare myself. I hate moving, but realizing I'm gonna have to empty everything out. Oh my goodness. So I need to have like a huge curriculum sale. I need to like just set up a room and just take pictures and make appointments of everything I'm getting rid of and just make it go away. You know, in the meantime of preparing and setting up for school next year, for studying for my exam, living in 700 square feet, you know, what else have you, going to practicum. And for us, school starts in like 35 days. We start school in 35 days, so, you know, a bit much. And, you know, so in the midst of doing all that. So I don't think, like, we've discussed it on many parts, I don't think we're going to try and move until, we're not going to try and move until after I take this exam. I can't add that stress onto it. I'm only one person, and this is what we're doing. I will tell you one of the things I'm struggling as I'm setting up this school year is I just feel like I need more stuff, more things, or more structured activity for Orville and Leona. So Orville is 5.5 doing kindergarten. Leona's 3, but Orville's a little bit behind the curve and Leona's ahead of the curve, that I really believe they could do things together. But where I usually am not a big kindergarten, I typically take it really relaxed and let them play a lot. I'm feeling the need to keep them busy. And with that, I don't know, you know, it could be some of the facts that because I need them to stay here and not disappear, go back to the house on me, you know, trying to keep them here is some of that. But just trying to figure out the best way to balance everything. So that's kind of in a nutshell what's going on. Katie's feeling better, you know, and I haven't even really touched on all the food intolerances. It just gets to the point I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So now that you've drank probably 2 cups of coffee at the length of this video, that's what's going on here. I'm going to do better about posting more activities, or not activities, just kind of more of like what's going on. I really miss our coffee chats. And it's funny because the moment I get out of routine of doing them, it's really hard to get back in the routine of doing them. And yeah, I've kind of moved things around. I will show you that. So I'm actually now in the corner. See, me in the corner. And And I moved that up there just to put the CC or any copy work I want them to do. Sorry. So just kind of, I set the table up there for my kindergartner and my 3-year-old, and I put their name up top, and then just the table in the middle. And I did have a couch back there, but I went ahead and moved that out of here just to make more room. I'm ready. I'm ready for a change. I'm kind of just ready to put this season of survival behind us, but at the same time, I don't regret a day of it because I feel like it's done an amazing job building character with me and the kids and stuff. And my husband, like my whole family. We've really grown and changed a lot through all of this. And I think it's got us more appreciative. Let's hope that lasts forever and ever. All right, I'm going to talk to you later. I got more videos coming out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to know when we go live for Mama Chat. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.